this will be our 9th festival, our 9th annual. It was started by, co-founded by myself, but founded by a guy named Graham Stanford. Been a customer here at our shop, at our cafe for several years, and he had done a small festival across the street at one of the local places, and he thought about expanding that idea basically to some of the other businesses on the south side. And at the same time, a lot of the people in the business group were looking for different events that we could start promoting. Somebody threw out the idea of a film festival, and when I heard that, I said, yeah, I know this guy Graham, he's talking about expanding this film festival, why don't we get together with him?
We took kind of like the everyman's approach to it. This festival is completely run by volunteers, no paid staff. We're a non-profit. We've been doing it for 9 years, and none of us are film experts or whatnot. We're just people that liked film. We're tired of what was in the theaters in Hollywood, and I don't know, just tried to make an independent fest and see what the real voice out there is for independent film.
In the world of filmmaking, I do set design and art direction. As a documentary filmmaker, right now I'm working on a really sweet project that's personal for me. It's a film called Festival, the Film. It actually started through my involvement with the Southside Film Festival. As a kid, I used to do documentary filmmaking of my friends' bands and things at shows and things like that. But when I worked for Southside Film Festival, we offered a course which was a 4-day intensive study on documentary filmmaking, where you learn the process of filmmaking, you learn how to use a camera, you learn the editing process on the computer using Final Cut, and you were given 2 hours of blank tape in which you went out, you were given a subject, you created a film about that subject, and you edited it down to a 5-minute piece, which was eventually filmed and screened at the festival. And I was always the person that oversaw that workshop, but could never engage in the workshop as much as I'd like because I was always involved with many other things with the festival. So I went out to Utah where the class was also offered, took the class and engaged myself a little bit more, bought myself a used camera, and have been doing it ever since, as I just love the documentary subject.
Promoting independent film and filmmakers, it's promoting the community of South Bethlehem, which we do pretty well, I think.
If something was to come your way, I mean something so irresistible that you just had to have it, do you think you could sacrifice everything for it and not regret it?
That depends on what it was.
When they get to town, or if they're from town and are looking for where to start, they can come here to Deja Brew, which is festival headquarters during the fest. We have everything set up in here. We have tickets, we have t-shirts, we have all the information. Anything that you have questions on that you can't find on the website or is unclear, we can answer here.
The way we kind of separate is that Brocco Middle School will primarily have our feature films, feature narratives. Whitaker Lab will have our shorts blocks, which run the gamut of genres. We have 5 shorts blocks. And then Victory is where you go for documentaries. We have visiting filmmakers, so there will be select screenings where there will be a Q&A. I think pretty much almost every single shorts block, not all of them, but almost everyone will have a film, at least 1 or 2 filmmakers present to do a Q&A after. And some of the short documentaries as well. As the group, we have been doing every 3rd Thursday of the month a free screening, usually a documentary, but something to provoke conversation. So
the buzz that these films create, films that no one, for the most part, have ever heard of in Bethlehem, and people are talking about films that they want to see ahead of the festival, which I always find that amazing. I think that's really cool. The reaction that we get from the filmmakers when they come to town of how they always compliment us on how well we run the festival, which is always a surprise to us and a pleasant surprise. We like to hear that. but they love coming to the town. You know, a lot of the people come from New York, they come from other states, other countries. They love the atmosphere we create here, and that really makes things worthwhile. When we're able to pull that off and people say, oh, what a great city, this is really cool here.
And to have a vehicle like Southside Film Festival that can bring these filmmakers from all over the world in here, films that you don't normally see, and expose them to the Lehigh Valley and people outside of the Lehigh Valley, it's a point of pride for me, and I'm very, very proud to see it continue to grow and become a great festival.
Up next, find out what inspires a nationally known filmmaker to keep producing in the Valley.